Hey there, Facebook. So, clicking the invite button here and sharing this video out. I hope you guys will too. As usual, if you appreciate what you're learning on my videos, if you feel so called, it's easy for you, then you're welcome to contribute to my PayPal. paypal.me/TawasiActivistBlog. I also have a Patreon, patreon.com/TawasiActivistBlog. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on here in Eugene. In Eugene, the air is at 434 parts per million of pollutants. So I'm not sure if you guys can tell just by looking, but the air is really poisonous right now. It's got a whole lot of contaminants in it. And the contaminants that are in the air right now are these micro contaminants. So they're really small pieces of burnt material. And what I'm doing right now with this, I have a dust mask underneath my bandana. So I have 2 layers of filter, but it's really not efficient as far as getting those little micro contaminants out of the air before I breathe them. This level of protection isn't actually effective. What you need if you want to effectively filter the air so that you don't get those carcinogens inside of your lungs is actually a gas mask. Anything short of a gas mask, it's not actually getting out those micro contaminants that get inside of your lungs and prevent you from getting oxygen into your blood. So I just watched the news report. Yesterday I saw this reporter that was videotaping the smoke, and she videotaped me, so I went over and harassed her. But I saw the report that they put out from KEZI News, and they failed to mention that anything less than a gas mask is actually ineffective against this smoke. So even though they say that you should minimize your outside time and not do any heavy lifting or exertion, and that you should wear a mask when you go outside, they don't mention that you actually need a gas mask to prevent this smoke from harming your lungs. And again, there's no banners, rolling banners, and if you go to their website says there's a fire danger, but it doesn't say that there's an air contamination danger. So, the media here in Eugene is doing a really poor job of reporting the health threat posed by this smoke. Like, this smoke is really dangerous to people, and they're not actually telling folks that. So, what's the result of that is that people are getting these micro particulates that go deep inside of your lungs and settle there, and it can cause heart attack, stroke, emphysema, asthma, and a whole wide varieties of ailments. But it doesn't have immediate health consequences like you suffer if for instance there's like a gun involved, or like radiation or something. So instead of in my estimation adequately warning people about the potential health effects, they're kind of leaving us in the dark. I took the time to do the research, so I know that you need a gas mask in order to breathe this air safely. I don't have a gas mask. I also don't plan on spending a whole lot of time outside. But you don't see anybody wearing gas masks around. An example of people who use gas masks in this type of a setting would be the fire department. The fire department, when they go into a very smoky situation, they don't just put on a dust mask. If you see the fire department and they've gone into a situation where there's really thick smoke, they wear gas masks, because dust masks just aren't effective for that kind of pollution. But they're not talking about that. The media is not talking about it. You don't see the government talking about it. And you don't see people responding in a way that actually represents what I recognize their best interest. So, I bring this up because we have this larger failing of government and media that's ongoing, where the media really isn't representing the best interests of the people. They don't report on the poison water. Like the water here in Eugene has chromium-6 in it. We know chromium-6 causes cancer. You shouldn't give people water that has chromium-6 in it. Giving people water with chromium-6 in it is poisoning people. It's the same thing. But the government's the media is not reporting on it, and the government's allowing it. So, if the government allows you to breathe poisonous air, if the government allows you to drink poisonous water and eat poisonous food, how are they serving or acting in your interest? How is it considered your government if they don't protect you from the things that are most dangerous in your environment? So, and the same thing with the media. The media should be reporting that the air and water are poison. That's their job. They have a duty to the viewing public to inform us about what could potentially pose a threat to us. And the fact that they don't tell us that the water has chromium-6 in it and the air has 434 particulates per million lets you know that they're not actually interested in informing us about what's in our best interest. They're more concerned about selling boxes of soap, selling hamburgers, and selling cell phone services, honestly. So, the media and government, they're too involved in corporations. They don't have the individual people's interests at heart, and they act in that way. And yet we still turn to them with our trust and our goodwill. So, to a certain extent, we are responsible. The onus is on us to hold them responsible when they betray our best interests. So again, bearing in mind that the air is poisonous here, and that the media and government aren't telling us that we have to wear gas masks, the water is poisonous here, and the media and government aren't telling us that the water has chromium-6 in it, just don't take for granted that you can trust the media and government, because oftentimes they aren't acting in your best interest. So, do like I did, do the research, find out what's actually necessary for a healthy existence, because you can be sure they're not going to tell you. So with all that said, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you have a good rest of your day out there, and I'll talk to you really soon.